The NFL thought, okay, they had a Christmas Day home run. Absolutely. And how could you not? I think when it came out, I think we were all like, okay.
Yeah.
And then the Kansas City Chiefs, that's going to become a new Christmas tradition. They're red, Andy Reid, pretty holly jolly himself, you know, in the home of the Chiefs. Can only say that for 5 more years.
Uh-oh.
They're moving.
Yikes.
That's big news right now.
Arrow Dead Stadium.
Oh,
Whoa.
I didn't mean to do that.
Arrow almost. Please. We still got 5 more years.
Good point.
This isn't until 2031. We're certainly going to everybody off now, and we're going to have to live through it for the next 5-6 years. But, yeah, we're moving right across the road. We're going to Kansas. Yeah, Kansas City, one of those funny city names that it's 2 of them in 2 different states, one of them not being Kansas, and the other one, turns out, in Kansas. They're moving over to Kansas.
That's right.
And Kansas said, you know what? Welcome home, Kansas City Chiefs. That's what they said. You know what we're going to give you? Whatever you want.
Everything.
There's $3 billion. You guys can keep the tickets and the merch just like you. Yeah, it's a good little deal. All we're going to do is we're going to pay for this in star bonds. Okay, I did a little research on this. I'm not a big bond stock market guy. Would rather bet on something you're in control of as opposed to some. But it sounds like people do really well over there. Star bonds, I guess, are a type of loan from the state, okay, that'll be paid for by, they're saying, the taxes on what is generated from it. So I believe what is happening over there with this $3 billion investment and the Chiefs moving from Missouri over to Kansas is they're going to build one of those super duper Kansas City Chiefs worlds.
Chiefs time.
This could be Chiefs time. Good. It's Kansas City Chiefs time. That is in Kansas now. So we're going to have restaurants. I assume there's going to be some sort of museum or Hall of Fame for the Kansas City Chiefs, let alone with all the history with Clark Hunt. And we saw in the Chiefs documentary, they're literally, underground? His desk or something like that. I feel like they're probably going to make this a attraction. They're going to try their best to have their own version of a Lambo type operation that takes place over there in Green Bay. So I think what the state of Kansas is betting is that all the business that's going to come through, we're going to be able to get that money back without taking any of the revenue from the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, immediately upon seeing that, you go, wow. The state of Kansas just got hosed. This feels like taxpayers are, really just kind of begging. Like, what's going? Life is okay whenever they were over there in Missouri. What's going on here? So why would you make that deal? But it feels like the state of Kansas is trying to make a bet on the fact that they're going to be able to bring in enough to be able to pay this off. Now, granted, those taxes, once they start, do you ever turn them off? I don't think any government's ever done that, right? So I think once you see a flow of income coming, you're probably going to keep that. So does that end up affecting the rest of the state and the taxpayers? I don't know enough about the situation, but I will say taxpayers will certainly feel it. And if they don't win, and this doesn't, if they go back to being not good.
Oh, boy.
They're not, because they have Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And it's indoors.
They do have a dome, so, they'll be able to have a lot of great events. I mean, Taylor Swift concert in Kansas.
Sure.
That might have been what it really was.
Could have been.
That might have been the entire draws. Taylor Swift needs to be coming to Kansas. That's what we need her to be. And that's a big deal, I think, if you talk business-wise, especially when she's going to have a restaurant. Oh, there's a chance.
Yeah, Taylor.
I mean, 1587.
Oh, it's already there.
Yeah, Kelsey and Mahomes's. Boom.
We got a
there
plate.
you go.
We got a plate from their place, downtown Kansas City, I believe, Missouri. Okay, so this would be going into Kansas City Chiefs town, I believe. Yeah, KC Mo right there, KC Mo.
Yep.
Good run.
5 years. They got Wagyu in there.
Yeah, 5 years, but all they're thinking about is
Can't wait to get to Kansas City.
this is going to be so much better in Kansas.
In Kansas City, Chiefs town. Nonetheless, we appreciate a new stadium coming in. We hope that the fans don't feel like they got completely screwed in this, but there's going to be people, and it's certainly going to be a change of things that we're not going to be in the home of the Chiefs that we've come to know, but it feels like that's going to change. Good for them, but they are the nightcap for our Christmas NFL lineup. And then the NBA, they're throwing heat too. If there's a commercial or something like that, or you want to change the channel, or a game becomes absolute. You can go over to Cleveland Cavaliers, New York Knicks. That's a big one because I think there's a Mickey Mouse game.
Yes, there's
You're
a
right.
Mickey Mouse watch along. Yes.
There's a Mickey Mouse watch along. We got gifts on here. This is a good part of being part of the ESPN relationship that we have. It's like we get some of the Disney promotional stuff, and I think we would get it anyways because we are a sports show at this point. But nonetheless, we got this Dunk the Halls package. Ken's going to go crazy.
Yeah, top
Sick.
notch.
Ken is going to
Lilo
go.
Stitch.
Yeah, they got them all in there. They literally got them all in there. I think Mickey Mouse is leading. I believe the clubhouse is going to be a part of it.
Sure.
It's I think they're doing one of those things. That's the added benefit, especially on Christmas Day. Hey, who knows what type of Disney gifts are coming
There it is.
with Santa Claus down the chimney. Here's last year's, and I'll tell you, Mickey gets loose.
Yeah.
Hey, people, and I don't know who.
So those are actual humans that they make animated, I believe.
Oh, they make them Disney characters.
Yeah, of the players.
And then they track them
Yes.
with a GPS thing.
Yeah, and I think they're actually doing.
Whoa. Donald, Goofy. All right. Yeah, so they're going to have a good time.
There it is.
Yeah. We actually asked everybody that's going to be on the show today in front of a microphone what their Christmas wish would be in football. What would their ball Christmas wish be? What was yours, Coach McCarthy?
Well, I'm sorry I jumped ahead. I'm wishing for
perfect timing.
I'm wishing for a Pittsburgh Super Bowl. I think it'd be great to get back in gold. And really just when I was asked the question, I was thinking about my conversation, with my mother and my siblings this past Sunday. So kind of had that vibe, it had that 70s vibe to it. And I think it'd be awesome to see these guys go on a run here.
Could you imagine Aaron Rodgers going into Pittsburgh after he was just booted out with Achilles and a half out of New York, goes into the darkness, booted out of Green Bay, and then he goes to Pittsburgh, a town that, and their team that was basically like, hey, figure it out here. They go all in. Shout to the con artist if they were able to do this. Spending $30 million on a wide receiver that's never been in Pittsburgh before. Okay. Now, granted, he's going to miss a couple games, and that whole contract thing is certainly up for conversation. But nonetheless, they make a lot of plays that they don't normally do. Like, that is not what the Pittsburgh Steelers normally do, go outside the building. Jonnu Smith, Jalen Ramsey, Darius Slay. You start naming off all these things. The amount of money they have invested on the defensive side of the roster, it's like everything that they've done this past year has been a little bit out of the normal, because the normal for the Pittsburgh Steelers is we're sustained greatness. We don't need to do all the weird, desperate moves that everybody else does to try to make their team good. We don't fire our coaches. We don't spend crazy. We build from within. This is what we are. This is just, that is what Steelers have always been, is like, we are who we are. So this past offseason, basically making a declaration of doing something vastly different. And I know it's a different GM as opposed to
Kevin Colbert.
Kevin, yeah.
Good guy. Could have drafted me, didn't. So, okay, sick. But he was a good guy to me. Khan obviously doing things very differently right now, but they also made a statement like, hey, we don't know how long this group has as Pittsburgh Steelers. And a big part of, like, you listen to Joey Porter, whenever he got announced he was going to the Steelers Hall, he was like, we felt like we did our job because we brought a trophy into that building. Like, that was kind of how they view it. Like, Steelers alumni still hang out. And what they're proud of is, like, the decoration, which is the Lombardi that they added into the facility, into the stadium. So it's like, I feel like this group that Steelers have all kind of acknowledge, like, hey, we need to do something different. And I appreciate that they did it. And if it pays off, Yinzers are going to be pumped.
Wow. My football Christmas wish is pretty simple, pretty attainable, too. I think it's something that could actually be done probably fairly easily. I simply want Micah Parsons to get a new knee for the stretch run here, preferably his own. So I don't know if there's a way if they could,
Is that you?
Who is
yeah,
that?
I'm up to the task. If I need to,
Got cleats on.
Good scrub.
well, yeah. I mean, what are you talking about? I'm performing knee surgery on the field to make sure that this guy's ready to go for the playoffs. So, because Coach Mike said it. Hey, I think the Packers have enough to, still make a run. Boy, I'll tell you what, if I could just somehow get this guy a new knee before, 8 o'clock on Saturday, I'd be feeling much better going into the playoffs. And I think it can be done.
What is your football Christmas wish, JJ Watt?
I'm on the same path as AJ because I would like there to be replay assist allowed on roughing the passer, and I would like to be in charge of that replay assist only for roughing the passer. They can do everything else. I'll just handle roughing the passer.
You're handling the whole league?
Yeah, whole league. I just sit in a room and I just have a screen in front of me, and every roughing the passer flag comes to me, and I decide. No rules or parameters, just purely based on what I see. If I think it was roughing the passer, they leave the flag. If I don't, they pick the flag up.
I like that. Judge, jury, executioner for one particular play. That is 15 yards. It's game changer.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a game changer, a career changer. Now, you feel as if you had a better feel on what the intent is, if they could have let up, if they're trying to hurt, if it was a cheap shot. You think you naturally, because of who you are, what you've done, and how you view the game, have a good grasp on what they're looking for and what they're not looking for. That is why you should be the ipso facto god of roughing the passers?
Yes, that's correct.
You almost had to call, or almost got to call, Myles Garrett breaking the record for the amount of sacks in a season. I believe you even publicly lobbying for him to get a half a sack when Josh Allen turned and saying like, hey, Myles Garrett forced him to turn there, which forced him to slip. So he should certainly get a full sack or maybe a half sack. I want to let you know because TJ Watt is a part of the record. And obviously the Watt family and Garrett are massive in the tackling of quarterbacks community. And there could be maybe tension. You on the call for the game and the way you were handling it and celebrating it, I thought was incredible. Now, on that note, how big of a deal is Myles Garrett getting this? And how special should this be looked at, especially because he is this absolute freak, an anomaly, an alien, so good at his job. And it feels like Cleveland might waste it all, which is like what happened to Joe Thomas, which is what happened in the past. Do you get that same sense, or do you think there's a chance they turn it around and maybe Myles is a pillar guy that helps them going forward, Jage?
Well, let's tackle the first thing first from that game. I mean, it's inevitable he's going to break it. The guy's unbelievable, having an insane year. He has a chance to do it early, which is obviously great. I mean, phenomenal player. That specific play was a fascinating situation all around. There was a whole lot going on from safety, not safety, who got the sack. Mason Graham touched him first. So he got the full sack, and then they came back a couple quarters later and said, we split it half and half. And what I said on the broadcast was Myles Garrett either gets all of that or none of that. Because you guys know me, I've been studying sacks for 15 years. I played in the league, and every single week after a game, you're lobbying, hey, I got a half of that sack. I got my hand on him. I didn't, whatever. I have never seen a split sack between guys that didn't touch him. So when you run a guy out of bounds, the guy closest to him who kind of forced him out of bounds gets that full sack. Or the guy in a situation where the quarterback falls down or something, the first guy that touches him gets that sack. That's why guys scramble to get there. So that's why I said what I said on the air is I've never seen a split sack where you don't touch the guy. That was my point in that. And I think that Alex Wright also has 91 wants some piece of that. He's like, hang on, I was here too, turning this guy in. So it was a wild play. And then just the fact that we came back a couple quarters later and it was like, all right, we had to explain it to people. It was wild. But he's going to break it. He's insane. He's also close to the tackles for loss one, which is crazy. Like he plays the run, he plays the pass. He's unbelievable player. In terms of what Cleveland looks like going forward, they have a ton of rookies who are playing well. Schlesinger, defensive rookie of the year, unbelievable player, really smart, very good, athletic. Like really enjoyed talking to him in our meetings. Harold Fannin, phenomenal player, really, really good. They continue to add more to the offense for him. Shador went out there and he made some plays. They took away a lot of the deep stuff, which Shador is really good at. And they made him throw it underneath, and he took the underneath throws. He wasn't forcing the ball deep. He took the underneath throws. He used his legs a lot in the game, which was very good. And he got stepped on or whatever, and his pinky was like tip of his pinky was hanging off, taped that thing back up, came out. So there's some good stuff there. Now there's certainly a lot to work on. There's no question that they need to work on a lot, and we'll see what happens there. But in terms of some building blocks, there's at least a couple things to get excited about.